Hello YouTube, it is I, the Amazing Kitty Sotis, with another video. And today I wanted to talk about that one time that I said that God wrote his message in the stars, and that he wrote the predictions of past, present, and future events that happened in the Bible in the Great Pyramid. So there was this one time that I was that I was that I had come across this guy named Ron Eldon Ryat, and this guy had claimed to discover the Ark of the Covenant. I remember this guy years earlier from when I heard about him making the claim that he discovered the Noah's Ark, and this is stuff that happened in, I believe, the 70s, supposedly in the 70s. And doesn't that creek look beautiful? Oh, this is so beautiful. So I basically didn't know whether I too kind of bought into the grift that that Ron Riot was trying to push, having found the Ark of the Covenant. Like, I said something like I said something like I said I had said something like God wrote his message in the zodiac, the gospel in the zodiac, and God wrote every event that past, present, and future into the Great Pyramid's construction, which I think originates from Sir Isaac Newton. Sir Isaac Newton, I believe, was the one that suggested that. Don't quote me on that. But I said those things, and I also would have said that the original message of that people knew about Jesus. They knew that he was going to come. All the myths and legends, the ancient mythology talked about messianic figures, and or the coming Messiah, and that Satan, through the line of Ham, distorted the message which had come through the line of Seth, all the way through the line of Shem, all the way to Abraham and his descendants. Nimrod, who was a descendant of Ham, proclaimed himself the Messiah. And this is the pretty much the proto Antichrist. This is pretty much the proto Antichrist, or the Antichrist archetype. If you ever wanted to know what that was. And the guy called me a superstitious, and the guy called me a superstitious fuckwit, because I said that I think those were his words, that I needed to shut the fuck up. And I'm like, no, you need to shut the heck up. Like, I didn't respond to you rudely because you said that, oh, this is so beautiful. I didn't respond to you rudely. You need to shut the heck up. Like, I mean, if it was me, if it was like present day me back then as another person, I would have told this guy, well, your religion is based on astrology. Your religion is based on superstition. It is based on more superstitions than the one that than the one that you than the ones that you criticize. And you criticize, and you have the goal to criticize other Christians who believe differently than you. And I have more of a right to criticize you, but I would have chosen not to if it had not been for your response. I wouldn't have pointed out how superstitious you were, because I don't see a point in it. I don't really see the point in calling out people and their religions most of the time, because it just only infuriates people. And you have the goal to talk to this man that way. You need to grow up. Like, I would have responded to him like that if it was like present day me as another person back then. And I'm like, that's how that is. I'm like, ugh, hair on the camera, and I'm like, you need to learn some manners. You need to learn some manners. You need to not take your beliefs personally, and you need to take your own advice, and you shut the heck up, because that's not the way to talk to someone. That's not the way to talk to someone, and that's not the way to talk to someone about what you think. You know, especially when, if you actually examine your religion, and you, instead of criticizing people for their opinions, examine your own opinions, you might find that your opinions are just as wacky. At least the guy saying that he believes that God wrote his gospel in the stars is more in line with the actual truth than your cockamamie theory. Maybe not the Great Pyramid thing, but most certainly is really interesting how people like to criticize people, vehemently attack people, and quite frankly be just asteroid orifices. Like, I'm not making that up. I'm serious about that. That's, it's like, I didn't respond to you that way. I don't ask you to speak that way. And maybe that might make me want to reflect even more on what I'm doing. Like, I want to actually reflect more on what I'm doing right now in general, because I don't know if I am still doing stuff like that exactly. I'm still working on not being brazen. I think I've mellowed out quite significantly over the years, and I might need to do some more mellowing out. And just look at this. Look at this. Sometimes you just need to go touch the grass and go for a walk, instead of getting into petty arguments about religion and politics on the internet. Until next time, peace out.